Remember Taylor Lautner, the iconic Jacob Black from Twilight? Ever wondered why he vanished from the big screen? Today we uncover the real reason behind Taylor Lautner's Hollywood disappearance. Grab your popcorn and let's dive in. Taylor Lautner burst onto the scene in 2008 as the werewolf Jacob Black, one-third of the supernatural love triangle in Twilight. Overnight, he became a global sensation, and it looked like he was destined for even greater success in the future. But by the time the final Twilight film was released in 2012, Lautner's star had started to fade away.
If this was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even 2-3 years ago, that really would have got under my skin, and I felt compelled to share something with you because...
So what exactly happened? Let's take a closer look. First, let's talk about Lautner's early career. For those who don't know, he started in martial arts at just 6 years old, and by the time he was 8, he had earned his black belt and had become a junior world champion in karate 3 times by the age of 12. Lautner was also involved in baseball, football, and hip-hop dancing during junior school. His versatility and dedication were evident from a young age. Lautner's first appearance in The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D that was released in 2005, but it was Twilight that made him a star. However, fame came with challenges. Lautner found himself valued more for his physique than his acting skills. To get in shape for Jacob, Lautner followed a strict diet and exercise routine. His efforts paid off, and in 2010, he ranked #1 on Access Hollywood's Top 5 Hollywood app list. But this focus on his appearance came with a downside as well. Lautner realized that directors were more interested in his looks than in fostering his talent.
When I was in it, when I was 16 through 20 years old, starring in this franchise where my character is known for taking his shirt off every other second.
Yeah.
No, I did not know that it was affecting me or going to affect me in the future with body image.
In an interview with GQ, he revealed that he pushed back against a scene in the film Valentine's Day that was specifically written for him to show off his abs. Lautner wanted to be seen as more than just a pretty face, but it was tough to get past his public image. And then there was the issue of being a typecast. Twilight brought Lautner fame, but it also put him in the box. He struggled to move out of the shadow of Jacob Black. By 2015, Lautner was publicly grappling with his next career move. One agent commented in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, "It's not easy to move out of the shadow of a hit like Twilight, but he's still very young. There's time for Dill to become more than just Jacob." Unfortunately, despite landing a few television roles and films, Lautner couldn't escape the typecasting trap. Now let's talk money. In 2010, Taylor Lautner was one of the most expensive teen stars in Hollywood. Thanks to Twilight, he could command a serious paycheck now. But compared to similar actors, Lautner was never asking for a very high salary. When he signed on to the film Stretch Armstrong, his contract reportedly included a $7.5 million salary. But as he failed to deliver at the box office, directors became skeptical about whether he was worth the hefty price tag or not. One of Lautner's biggest missteps was the 2011 action film Abduction. He starred as Nathan Harper, a teenager uncovering the truth about his family. Unfortunately, Abduction did not premiere to positive reviews. Critics land it as a cross attempt to take advantage of Lautner's fame, with Stephen Holden calling it a sloppy, exploitative act of star worship. Film's failure at the box office was a significant blow to Lautner's career. After Abduction, Lautner struggled to find his footings. He starred in Tracer's 2015, an action movie that failed to impress critics again. His foray into comedy with The Ridiculous Six was a disaster, earning an embarrassing 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite his efforts to break free from his Twilight image, Lautner couldn't catch a break. Lautner's passion project to Run the Tide in 2016 was another setback. He played Raymond, a young man caring for his younger brother while their mother was in prison. Despite his enthusiasm for this role, critics were unimpressed again. Roger Moore wrote that Lautner again picked up an sensitive character that he can't really do justice to. It seems like no matter how hard he tried, Lautner couldn't win over the critics. To make matters worse, several of Lautner's films were shelved. He was slated to appear in the action film Northern Light, but he decided to drop the role because he was offered a major role in Stretch Armstrong. However, Stretch Armstrong was eventually shelved and the project was abandoned. He also signed on for a biblical film about David and Goliath. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but that project stalled out as well. These setbacks were particularly damaging as Lautner was trying to establish himself outside of Twilight. Despite these challenges, Lautner didn't give up. After working on Run the Tide, he decided to be pickier about his roles. He wanted to shed his Twilight image and reinvent himself as a different kind of actor. But producers were not confident that his films would do well at the box office, making it difficult for Lautner to get the roles he wanted. He was caught between a rock and a hard place. Another fact that played a role in Lautner's decline was his preference for living outside Hollywood. While working on the Twilight film, Lautner continued living at home with his family. He loved his home life and didn't want to place himself in the center of Hollywood. Eventually, he did purchase a mansion in Agora Hills where he found privacy and space, but his decision to live away from the Hollywood scene may have limited his opportunities. In his personal life, Lautner has found happiness with his girlfriend Taylor Lautner, a nurse. The couple has been together since 2018 and got engaged in 2021.
How did you meet?
We met. My sister actually introduced the two of us.
No kidding.
Yeah, she called.
Did you know it was a setup?
I did, she didn't.
You did.
And it took her a long time to learn what was going on.
Lautner's focus on his relationship and life outside of Hollywood may have contributed to his career slowdown, but it's clear that he values his personal life just as much as his professional one. Lautner's absence from The We Can Be Heroes spin-off was another surprising twist. Despite starring in the original The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Tweety, Lautner did not reprise his role in the spin-off. Director Robert Rodriguez explained that there was not a big enough role for Lautner and he didn't want to diminish his star power by giving him a small part. Despite all these setbacks, there was still hope for Lautner's career. He may have a future in TV, having starred in Scream Queens and British comedy Cuckoo. His performance in Cuckoo was particularly well received, showing that Lautner has the potential to excel in comedy. Lautner's fame also made him anxious, impacting his public life. In an interview with NBC's Today, Lautner revealed that he often avoided public places due to the overwhelming attention from fans. This anxiety likely affected his career choices and overall presence in Hollywood. But it's not all doom and gloom for Taylor Lautner. In 2022, he made a comeback with the Netflix film Home Team, produced by Adam Sandler's company. The film quickly became a hit on Netflix, suggesting that there was still a big audience for Lautner. This could be the start of a new chapter in his career. One of the most intriguing aspects of Lautner's story is how his physical transformation for Twilight became both a blessing and a curse. It catapulted him into stardom, but also pigeonholed him in roles that capitalized on his look rather than his acting abilities. And this is a common issue in Hollywood, where an actor's physical appearance can often overshadow their talent. His decision to take on roles in films like Abduction and Chasers was an attempt to break away from his Twilight image. However, these films did not resonate with audience or critics, further stalling his career. It's a classic case of an actor trying to reinvent themselves but not quite hitting the mark. The shelving of projects like Stretch Armstrong and the David and the Goliath film added to his woes. These were supposed to be significant steps in his career, but their cancellation meant lost opportunities and momentum. It's a harsh reality of the film industry where even promising projects can fall apart. However, Lautner's story is not over yet. His recent work in Home Team shows that he still has a fan base and the potential for a comeback. The film's success on Netflix is a promising sign that audience haven't forgotten him and are willing to give him another chance. Taylor Lautner's Hollywood journey is a mix of incredible highs and challenging lows. He experienced rapid fame, struggled with typecasting, faced criticism for his acting, and made some career missteps. But through it all, he's remained resilient and focused on finding roles that matter to him. As fans, we can only hope that Taylor Lautner's best work is still ahead of him. Hollywood loves a comeback story, and with this talent, dedication, and a bit of luck, Lautner could very well surprise us all. Are you still Team Jacob? And do you think he will make a massive comeback? Let me know in the comments down below.